Hello and welcome to the Gig and Tell podcast. I'm Tash.
I'm Phil.
And on this podcast, we're just going to be talking about all things music, concerts, gigs, bands, artists. So today's episode, because it was the first episode, we thought we'd talk about our firsts. So first concerts, first times doing things to do with gigs. That doesn't make sense, but we'll go with it.
So what was your first gig?
My first gig was Justin Bieber at the ripe old age of 10. I think I was 10. And it was at the NIA in Birmingham. I don't know what that's called now.
NIA is currently... Has it changed from Utilita?
I don't know. I get so
Is it
confused.
still
They change it
Utilita?
so much. I think it might still be Utilita.
I think it is.
But yeah, I went to Justin Bieber at the NIA when I was about 10, so it was about 2010. And yeah, and you know what? My actual order of concerts first went in Justin Bieber, and then I saw McFly, and then I saw Justin Bieber again, and then I saw McFly again. So I had like a little pattern going on for a while there, which was interesting. But yeah, very good, very loud. I actually, the first time that I went, because obviously you've got the bass and stuff from your concerts, like when you're there, it fills your chest, doesn't it, with like bass. And I actually thought like I'm dying. I actually sat there and was like, because I was like 10, I didn't go with like my parents, I went with like my cousin and well, she's our second cousin, Brittany.
Oh, I don't know how all the cousins were.
And I like wasn't with people that I was comfortable with, so I literally just stood there for the first bit when he was coming on stage, and it's all like reverb and it's like and I was like what's happening, because you can feel the vibrations all the way through you. And yeah, but we made it through it, and now that is like the best feeling in the world. It's what I look forward to. How about you? What was your first concert?
I was a little bit later. I was with you. So you'd already seen Justin Bieber and McFly once, and then I joined on the second Justin Bieber, because before that I was too cool for that. Mm-hmm. You know, I was too cool for Justin Bieber. I was still trying to impress our older brother.
Yeah.
I was trying to be like, ew.
Oh, have we mentioned the fact that we're twins?
Oh yeah, we're twins. So we already know all this information about each other, but this is for you guys.
Yes. So, born in 2000, we are twins. We do everything together. We go to all the same concerts and stuff, don't we? You go to a few different to me.
And vice versa.
I don't know. Yeah, actually, yeah, true. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But I just thought then when you were like, our brother, I was like, we haven't even mentioned the fact we're related.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it was so you saw the Justin Bieber My World tour first.
I did.
And I saw the Believe tour. That was my first concert. It was February 2013, I think.
How the hell you remember the month? I will never.
It was something like
understand.
the 27th. I think, I can't remember, but it was. I think it was February, but it was definitely 2013, and then it was McFly again. Mm-hmm. But it was my first McFly. But yeah, we went to that Justin Bieber one. It was me, you, and one of our older friends, because we would have been about 12 at that point. Mm-hmm. So we had an older friend take us, and we were seated. Mm-hmm. That was the NIA again. That was Utilita as well. I remember it was probably the longest queue I've stood in at the NIA.
You know what? I've never seen anything like Bieber fans go hard. Like,
yeah.
I've never stood in queues like it. And do you remember the programmes used to be massive, like massive? They used to be absolutely gigantic. Like, I'm sure my Believe one
was huge.
Is like that big.
Yeah,
like,
they were like a good.
It was like a poster size.
Yeah, like you could frame them and put them up if you wanted to. They were huge. I feel like they're not as big of a thing anymore at all. You don't really see them in the merch stands now. Yeah,
definitely. When I was younger, I would always buy a programme. And I just feel like, I think they started, were they always about a tenner? And it was like, come on, it's a bit expensive for some paper, but whatever. But you'd pay it. Now I'm sure they're like 20, 25 quid for a programme. It's like, I'm not paying that for a leaflet.
That's if they're there.
But I also think that, unfortunately, like, because social media is so big, you have access to all of it on your phone. You don't need to spend 25 quid to get some pictures of them. Whereas before, when I was 10, it was like I'd sit and I'd constantly look through the program.
Yeah, definitely. It was a very different time. It wasn't so easy to access all the information and the photos. You had to have them physically.
Yeah, definitely.
So both of our first gigs were seated. Were you
Yes.
seated? Yeah. So what was
Yeah.
your first stand-in gig?
Would have been McFly, the next one. So I don't know what years they were, but like you said, I saw the Justin Bieber My World tour, and then the year after I saw McFly. Do you remember what tour it was that I saw, even though you weren't there?
I can name a few. I don't know. Was it Keep Calm and Play Louder? Whichever one was before Memory Lane, because the next one was the Memory Lane tour.
I think it might have been Keep Calm and Play Louder. But I saw that one, and that was at, I want to say it was the O2 in Birmingham, the O2 Academy, not Institute. I'm pretty sure. And then again, Bieber was seated, and then McFly again when we saw them was standing, right? So that'll be your first standing.
Yeah, so that was Memory Lane tour at Wolverhampton Civic Hall. And that was with the Vamps supporting. That started our journey on the Vamps. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting one. I remember feeling very claustrophobic and standing. How I've changed. But it was very crowded. Like I didn't know what to expect for standing because I'd not done it before. And I just remember feeling like I couldn't move. Like they came out to YMCA and I was like just really trying to do it, but it was very tight.
I will say, I always think that whenever we're looking back on memories of concerts and stuff, that your memory is always better than mine. Like, you remember names of tours, dates of tours. Like, you'll think about, like you say, you remember feeling like cramped and stuff. I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened. I remember my program after. I remember trying to copy a picture in the program, drawing. I was never a good drawer, but I was trying to copy a picture of it. But I don't remember like the actual gig.
Yeah, no, I remember bits. Like I remember them shouting at the people on the balcony to stand up, and they were saying like security were making them sit down, and they were like, "Screw security, get up, have a dance," causing scenes.
Yeah, I definitely think that McFly are one of the best people that I've seen in terms of giving a good live performance. Like,
they're such a tight band.
They really have stage presence. They are funny. They don't just do song to song. Like they're talk in between. They're entertaining, and none of it feels forced. It just feels like they're having a good time together on stage, which I just love about them.
Incredible.
And I think so. In a couple of days' time, we're seeing McFly again. We're going to the McFly versus Busted tour. We're going to the Birmingham NEC. Is it at the NEC?
Yeah, so it's BP Pulse at the moment.
Is it BP Pulse? I thought it was still Resorts World.
No, it's BP Pulse now.
Okay. I was trying to figure out if it's going to be our 9th or 10th time seeing McFly. But I think it's the 9th, which is really annoying because it's like a thing, the McFly versus Busted thing. And I thought, oh, that'll be great for the 10th time, and I'm pretty sure it's the 9th.
Maybe we'll just have to go to the other Birmingham date.
The other Birmingham date. That's a good idea. Good idea. I'm very much looking forward to that. Were you a McFly or Busted girly growing up?
Oh, definitely McFly. Like, I think times have changed and you don't necessarily need to choose anymore like you did back in the day.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think...
They squashed that when they did McBusted.
Well,
it was like, we're coming together
Everyone knew they were friends anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know why it ever became a competition, but it was just a thing back then. You couldn't choose both. You had to pick a side.
Yeah.
I think by the time we got into that kind of music, I mean, you were a little bit ahead of me because, like I say, I was trying to be cool. I was trying to impress our older brother and be like, no, I like AC/DC, which I do, but, you know, I like...
Only stick to rock music and not lean into the pop genre. I'm more easily influenced by my friends, so...
I forgot what I was saying. So yeah, by the time we kind of got into the more poppy kind of scene, Busted weren't a thing anymore. anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So
They weren't releasing new stuff.
no, like they weren't about, like they weren't relevant, for lack of a better word, because McFly was a weird journey.
What do you mean?
For us, because before we kind of knew who they were, I remember listening to The Heart Never Lies on, now that's what I call Music 64.
Yes, I was going to say this to you. I was trying to think, what year was Dougie in the Jungle?
I think that was 2012.
That is exactly what got me into, like, heavily into McFly. 2011, really close. 2011, so I'd have been 11 years old, just turned 11. And I remember I really, really liked him, was rooting for him to win from the beginning. And I remember Dad explaining who McFly were to us. And he put them on, do you remember Music on Demand?
Yeah, I do, but whenever I bring it up, no one
else
knows what I'm
knows.
on about.
Oh my God.
If you had Virgin TV as a kid,
Music on Demand was the place to be.
like, there was a little section, it was Music on Demand, and you could scroll through the artists, and it was basically like, before you could put YouTube on your TV, you could select the music videos from the different artists. Like, I think the app on there now is Vivo, but it wasn't at the time. It was just whatever was on Virgin. And sometimes there'd be random little videos as well that they'd done. It wasn't all music videos, but I remember him putting The Heart Never Lies on and being like,
we know this song.
I know this song.
Yeah. Because it was just randomly on that Now album, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we only listened to like the first few tracks on that album, really, I think.
Yeah.
No, there was very select tracks.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was kind of how we got into them, and Busted weren't around at that time. And because we'd found them through The Jungle, through I'm a Celebrity, we didn't find McFly through Busted like a lot of people did.
True. Like McFly did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And then after that, it was just like, we just loved them. So I remember getting their, is it autobiography when they write it themselves? Or
yes, autobiography.
Their autobiography for Christmas that year, and literally just spent my whole Christmas day reading that book.
Oh, I remember that Christmas.
One of my best friends I made in high school was through me reading that McFly book in English class, like in like your own read time, and she was like, do you like McFly? And we're still friends to this day, like 15 years later, which is pretty cool.
Which was kind of a crazy journey that we both had, where we both made our first friends at secondary school kind of through McFly.
Yes,
because I remember it was back in the BBM days when you had a BlackBerry.
Oh my God, I love BBM. I loved my BlackBerry so much.
Your like status, I think it was called, you'd always have the countdowns.
Yeah.
So we'd have like 95 days and like 264 days, and they'd just be all next to each other.
Yeah.
And you'd change it every day.
Yeah.
And she asked me what they were for, and obviously I told her one of them was for McFly, and then we kind of bonded over that as well. So
That's
we
really
kind of
sweet.
both, like, we'd already spoken about odd bits, but that kind of was like what cemented it. So it's kind of crazy that we both kind of solidified our first proper friendships at secondary school through McFly.
Yeah,
because we were the kids that went to the secondary school that no one else did. It goes to show how much live music can
bring people together, man. I love it.
So
I
good.
remember actually on that note, when I went to see Young Blood in Coventry, he did like a set of intimate gigs.
Yeah, I remember getting the tickets for you for that.
Thank you very much. When I went to see him there, he made everyone that you were stood next to, like he made us all put our arms around each other, so the whole room was hugging, and he was like, whether they're strangers or not, whether you've come together or not, put your arms around each other, look at each other and say, hi, I love you, I hope you're having a good day, whatever. And he made us say this whole speech to each other. And while I was there, I actually thought, Philippa would hate this right now.
I think he also did that when we saw him at Resorts World.
Did he?
But I was luckily like in between
people you'd come with,
like
me and Jazz.
Our group.
Yeah.
So, have you ever been in a mosh pit? What was your first time in a mosh pit?
I've been in small mosh pits. I am not brave enough to get in with all the big strong men. But
all the huge people.
Yeah. I like being on the outskirts. of a mosh pit. I feel like maybe water. I've been in a mosh pit at water parks before. Did we go into a mosh pit at As It Is or not?
I think you pretty much avoided it. I didn't have much choice.
Yeah.
We'd gotten pretty close. I think we'd managed to get about 4 or 5 rows back.
Okay.
If I can remember correctly. And then this was at like the Institute. I just remember they came on to Hey Rachel.
Oh,
And the whole room, other than like the first 2 rows, became a pit. So if you were in that area, you didn't have a fat lot of choice.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't expected to be quite to the extent it was for As It Is.
Yeah.
That was like a bit of a shock to the system. And I remember kind of being trapped in it. And, you know, you kind of, if you don't join in, you'll die.
Yeah, you just have to roll with it.
So I just kind of did what I could until I saw you reach out to me.
I was
and you literally pulled me out of it.
I was your hand of grace.
And then we were at the back for the rest of the show because it was the only way, unless you were in the pit.
You said that the mosh pits were quite big at State Champs when you went to see them, didn't you?
State Champs was... I immediately got separated from the friend I was there with.
Oh, really?
Straight
just
away.
literally?
We did not spend the gig together. We had to find each other at the end because it had been kind of rough with the support, but like nothing kind of crazy. But I remember just immediately being opposite sides of the room, and I basically just enjoyed the gig by myself because
fair enough.
You
had no other choice.
Gone. Yeah, I was like, I don't know where she is now. But I've seen State Champs a couple times, and they put on a good show as well.
Okay.
They put on a
I've
very
never
good
seen
show.
State Champs. I can't comment on them, but I remember a similar thing happening when we went to see Water Parks the last time we saw Water Parks, all of us, and literally as soon was it them that came on, or was it?
It was
Stand Atlantic. Was it? No, not Stand Atlantic. Who supported?
I can remember the ones longer ago better than the ones that were more recent.
I can't remember who it was, whether it was the support or whether it was Water Parks, but I remember at the start of that gig when we got where we were like situated, where we found our side of the stage, we literally like got like Adam, like I remember looking around and being like, where's Adam? And he was literally the other side, and I was like, I don't know.
I remember that being during the supports because I remember trying to get him to come back.
Yeah, he wasn't even having
in between.
He was fine over there.
Yeah, he was just chilling. He didn't want to be with us. He was having a great time. So I'm going to test your memory now. Mm-hmm. Who was the first support act you saw?
I have no idea.
Who supported Justin Bieber in
Willow
2010?
Smith.
Wow.
I saw Whip Your Hair Back and Forth live when I was 11 years old. Willow, and I think that someone else supported him. A guy that I didn't like. Conor Maynard.
Okay.
Conor Maynard
so
and
you've
Willow
seen Conor
Smith.
Maynard a few times then?
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
seen him like 3 times?
Yeah. Yeah. So Conor Maynard and Willow Smith were my first support acts that I saw. And I remember not really liking either of them because we grew up in the same household, so we grew up with a lot of rock music and like
a lot of rock music.
Like pop punk music, if you like. And Justin Bieber was like my first kind of branch out into like pop. And I remember really hating Willow Smith and Conor Maynard at the time. Like they were just not my cup of tea. Now I love Willow. I would love to see Willow. And
her music's very different.
Very
to
different
what
now,
it was at the time though.
And Conor Maynard, a bit controversial. Don't know really. I don't know.
He was never my kind of thing.
He's not my cup of tea really, but
no.
he's fine. How about you? What was your first support?
So, Justin Bieber 2013, the supports were Cody Simpson.
I know that name.
And Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh, we saw Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah, like when Call Me Maybe was like fresh out the pan.
I did not realise that.
Yeah.
I did not realise.
I think when Cody Simpson was on was when we were getting merch and stuff. I don't even really remember any of his
No,
songs.
I remember his name, but
I don't think I particularly liked him. So that was when I went and spent like £60 on merch, which is like 2 t-shirts now, but at the time that was like I think I bought 3 things there.
That's very good going.
Because the t-shirt was like 25. I bought one of those light pens that they would sell that would flash.
Brilliant.
And I'm sure I bought something else, but I can't remember what it was.
Nice.
Was it like a wristband or something, possibly? I don't know.
I loved buying a wristband, to be fair.
Yeah, I feel like it could have been a wristband, but I don't remember having a Justin Bieber wristband. I know I bought one at McFly. Yeah. Because they were the Galaxy Defenders.
Yeah.
The black and orange ones that we both had.
Yeah. They were hard to get. Oh, no, they weren't the hard ones to get off. They slide on and off. That's when wristbands were still good and they didn't put the stoppers on.
Yeah, it was more like there was a ball either side and 2 ends, and you kind of pulled the 2 ends and it would tighten. That one was... And then you could like pull the balls back round so it flattened back. They were a really good design, actually.
That was back in the day when you'd have wristbands like the whole way up your wrist.
Yeah. God, I know I've still got mine somewhere, but I think they're at Mum's.
I've got some of them. I definitely haven't got all of them still.
I know exactly where they are at Mum's. They're definitely still there. What was your first gig that you travelled for? Like, not just... Because Birmingham's close for us. It's a 20-minute train, so...
Yeah.
We don't really typically travel because most bands come to Birmingham. So while it's not our favourite place for gigs, it's the cheapest and the easiest.
Might have been AC/DC.
Yeah, I think it would have been for me too, because that was at Wembley in 2015.
So we were
14.
Yeah, looking at my notes, definitely AC/DC. AC/DC London Wembley was the 4th of the 7th, 2015, so we would have been 14 years old. And we travelled to London to see them, and we missed the start of the set.
That was an eventful day.
It was a last-minute decision.
Very last minute. So our parents had tried to get tickets for all of us when they went on sale.
Yeah.
Were unsuccessful, but our brother had managed to get a ticket for himself while he was at uni.
Yeah.
And then on the day of the show, they released the last minute restricted view tickets that were still like £75 a pop. And you could only get 2 per household as well.
Yeah.
So they had to get...
Per email and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, and per card. So
yeah,
they had to get our auntie down to pay for the other 2 so that we could get 4.
Yeah.
And obviously paid her back. And we just drove down to Wembley, got stuck in crazy traffic.
Mad traffic.
Crazy traffic.
Like it.
Literally, like, people were getting out their car and just leaving it to go and pee at the side of the road.
Yeah.
Crazy traffic.
Yeah.
And we got there, like, they were already on and halfway through the set. I think they were on, like, Rock and Roll Train or something as we were walking in.
Wow.
And then the staff got lost trying to get us to the right seats because we were on, like, the 5th floor.
Yeah.
And we basically did, like, a
away.
lap of Wembley because they took us, like, a really long way around. But we got there eventually, and then people had took 2 of the seats we'd got booked, so there was 4 of us crammed into the space of 2 seats.
Oh, I don't remember.
Because they were 2 seats on the same row, but there was a gap, like there was some people in between. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing some people had seen the 2 empty seats once AC/DC had come on and just moved forward.
Yeah,
from the row behind, which, I mean, we all would have done the same.
Yeah.
But then we got there and we were like, we've all got to fit in this tiny space now.
I think that we have to all agree that when you're at a concert and there's seats next to you that you didn't realise those seats weren't taken, like when we went to see Harry Styles,
yes,
there was like no one sat.
There was when we got
originally,
there.
Yeah, I was
but
just
they
thinking
left really early.
And then we had like pretty much half the row, didn't we? Just for the 4 of us. Just
they left like halfway through Harry's set. So we had like the whole second half, because that was a restricted view as well that we got late.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite as last minute as AC/DC, but it was way after the tickets originally went on sale.
Yeah. I think that while we're talking about, because I feel like we've mentioned a lot of different artists while we've just been sat talking there, so maybe we should discuss the kind of artists that we're into, the kind of people that we've been to see,
Yeah.
So who would you say your top artists are?
Well, if you want to consult Spotify, the most consistent top artists that I've had would be the Vamps, McFly. Well, I think the others kind of have varied every year. Like, I know that one year it was like Dan and Shay.
Okay.
I think that was when their second album came out with Lipstick and stuff on.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, it's so tough. If we're going from like the most CDs I own, second to the Vamps would be probably My Chemical Romance. Honestly, there's so much. There's so much. It's quicker to name what I don't like
Yeah.
than what I do.
So what genres would you say you cover the most?
I think it's mostly kind of pop rock, kind of emo, metal, and then I don't know, it starts to get like messy then because it starts heading into like soundtracks.
Yeah. You love a musical.
Love a musical.
You love a musical or a Disney
Love a
soundtrack.
good musical.
Definitely, 100%.
It's powerful. I like powerful music.
I've always said this because I am a huge Youngblood fan now, but put me back in 2018, I couldn't. I didn't like listening to him. I didn't like when he was put on, and I think that it's because his older music is firstly a lot more like, it's not rap, but it's more along that genre line, which is something that I don't really listen to. But then, also like I feel like after like more sort of new music within the last 5 years, he's been really like he like screams things and he's passionate and there's a punch behind what he's doing rather than just
it has a
like
huge
rapping.
impact. That's definitely something that we picked up from the way we were raised because I've had dad say the same thing.
I love it when people are passionate. I think that's why I really like Benson Boone these days because he just packs a punch and
he's got
songs.
a good belt. Benson Boone
Definitely.
a wicked belt.
So yeah, but I feel like we do differ slightly. So we agree on a lot of stuff. A lot of the poppier stuff we agree on. I feel like I sway a little bit more into the like indie alternative popular scene than you do. So like 1975, 5 Seconds of Summer, The Wallows, Willow, MGK, people like that are like on the cusp of pop, alternative, indie. Like they're really popular, but they're not quite fitting in pop alone. Like because they are like a band. And
whereas when it comes to indie, I'd be more into the indie rock. The Arctic Monkeys.
Arctic Monkeys. I don't listen to Arctic Monkeys, but you do.
We can be complete opposites.
Catfish and the Bottlemen. I know that you don't dislike them, but it's not someone you listen to.
Yeah, they're just there for me.
Yeah, and again, I know you feel the same about the 1975. You're like, I like their first album. After that, they're just whatever.
Oh, I loved their first album. I remember putting their first album on and you hating it.
Yeah, I probably didn't like it to start with. We have a thing for not wanting to listen to new artists that we recommend each other. I don't know.
When we were younger.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore. When we were sort of 13, 14, it was a bit of a...
If you like them, I don't.
Yeah. Proper teenage siblings stuff, wasn't it?
Which, may I just say, I've got to touch on the fact that we are fangirls through and through. So, like, I'm talking, we were prime age for boy bands. Like, we were 10 to 13 when
early
it
2010s.
Yeah, when you had your JLS, your Vamps, One Direction, Uni and J.
Oh my god, Uni and J.
We were the perfect age.
Yeah.
The perfect age. And I feel like we definitely need to do an episode on like our fangirl boy band moments.
Oh, the 2013 era.
Yeah. But huge into them, love their nostalgia. A lot of them, obviously, we've lost along the way, but the Vamps is someone that we have followed through and through. I think we're on our like 20-somethings concert of the Vamps. Is it like 25 or something now?
I think it's slightly different for all of us.
Okay.
Because there's been times where we've all seen them without all of the others there, because there's 4 of us that typically go.
Yes.
To see the Vamps, but every single one of us has gone without all of the others there.
Yes.
Um,
But it's definitely over 20 for all of us.
It's
Somewhere
approximately
in that
20.
genre, somewhere in that realm.
In that region.
Yeah.
It's approximately 20 times that we've seen them. And I know there's people that have seen them like way more times than we have.
More.
But
we've definitely always seen them at least once on every tour.
Yeah, we've not
missed a tour.
The closest we came to missing a tour was their second FanFest tour. It was only Jazz that went to that. None of the rest of us went to
but
that.
That wasn't like a concert thing, was it?
No,
it was the FanFest Q&A things.
It was like they did do like a performance, but it was kind of like before the album was released.
Right.
And it was like a matinee show in the middle of the day.
Yeah, weird vibes. We will definitely have to touch on that experience.
Yeah, because we didn't love the first one, did we?
No.
I think that's about it for episode 1.
You know what? I think that we covered quite a lot in one episode.
Definitely.
I feel like we definitely filled that. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up. So, like I said, we've got McFly versus Busted next week. We're also seeing a band called Knox, if anyone knows who Knox is. We've got Benson Boone coming up. We've got Katy Perry coming up. Phil bought me Katy Perry tickets for my birthday, which I'm so excited for. We're also seeing As It Is. So we've got a bunch of stuff coming up, which we're really, really excited for. Some smaller artists, some bigger artists. But yeah, this has been fun. We did it.
Episode 1. That was terrible. I completely missed you then.
Episode 1 done. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Bye.